Hi guys. Today we have the team from StarkDeFi and a few members of our team as well. We have Ayushman and we have Ankit. Guys, if you could just introduce yourselves so our audience is familiar with you.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, who wants to go first? All right, I'll go first. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting?
Not at all. Go ahead, please.
Okay. For those of you that know me and some of you don't, I'm the Stark Knight. Originally sort of was around the Starknet ecosystem, towards the very beginning. Made a name for myself in sort of catching out a couple of dodgy startups, and I called them out. So I gained a bit of following, through that, and became, sort of familiarized myself with a lot of the protocols, and just increased my network, and and here we are. And then I ended up joining StarkDeFi. So that's me.
That's awesome. Would anyone else like to go ahead with the team introducing yourselves?
Okay, so I can go, I guess. Gotu Ani, lead designer StarkDeFi. So I've been designing decentralized applications for roughly a year and a half now. And interestingly, I got into crypto through Idris. So he actually told me I could design amazing experiences for users, and I was like, sure. And I guess that's how I got in.
Hey, that's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Idris, co-founder and lead dev at StarkDeFi. I graduated not long ago as an electrical and electronics engineer, but I've been in the dev space since 2016. And as it stands, I don't think I'll ever use my background professionally in electrical and electronics engineering. So like many others, I got into crypto through Bitcoin. I was somewhere late 2014 when I first came across this interesting magical internet market. But as of then, I didn't really understand the tech or the implication to the global financial system there. I was still in high school, so it's not something I'll be thinking of then. So it was just another interesting internet thing to me. But fast forward 2017, I rediscovered Bitcoin again, but this time I was more curious and got to know of Ethereum. Again, not the tech side, but just as cryptocurrencies. Then later in 2019 is when I got to know of smart contracts on Ethereum and all the possible solutions it allows developers to build on the blockchain. Fast forward 2022, I'm here on this call and helping build StarkDeFi.
That's impressive. Thank you, Idris, for the introduction. Ankit, would you like to introduce us? Sorry, Nestle, please go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Hi everyone, I am Nesli, but people here call me Nesli, just Nesli. I am from Turkey. I'm a genetic and bioengineer. I work as chief scientist at StarkDeFi. I am aware you are probably wondering what I do on the blockchain as a genetic engineer. I got into crypto initially as an investor, but technology has always impressed me. I researched more about this. I thought about how I can combine my skill with blockchain. As someone from the academy, I choose the researcher side. I have been interested in the software since childhood. I realized that they all converge on a common point in blockchain. Science, technology, engineering, math, it's all on the blockchain. So I am here. Thank you.
Thank you, Nestle. That's always interesting to know everyone's, first introduction with crypto. All right, Ankit?
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Ankit. I initially got into crypto Web3 as such because of the summer of DeFi, and lost a ton of money, and that led me to explore a whole bunch of other things such as Ethereum and roll-ups on top of Ethereum and so on. And mostly my journey's been consists of a whole bunch of hackathons, some of which I won, some of which I didn't. But it's been a great experience, and here I am talking about trying to contribute to the Starknet ecosystem.
Thank you, Ankit.
I mean, who hasn't lost money, Ankit? Hello, everyone. I'm,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah.
I'm Ayushman. I'm the community intern at Hashtag, and I started getting into Web3 by actually attending meetups, and that's how got I got to build my connections, and through referral and all, I am here. So yeah, that's about me.
Thank you, Ashman. And guys, I'm Dhruv. I am leading the content in the community at Hashtag. Quite a similar start for me as well. Lost a lot of money. My friends introduced me to this space. I found it quite fascinating, and here I am. All right, I think we should begin. So, as a lot of us might know, and for those who don't know, StarkDeFi is a hub for all the a lot of DeFi solutions on Starknet. The major aim, I believe, is to facilitate and simplify the onboarding process for the next generation of users that are coming up and exploring the space. I believe it would just be fantastic to understand and get an introduction of what StarkDeFi does from the team themselves.
All right, perfect. So I guess I'll be taking this question.
All right.
And firstly, I would just like to say that we are building Stack DeFi for all DeFi users generally, and then specifically for the next generation of blockchain enthusiasts who look to explore the DeFi space. Right. I mean, just like many others who have already spoken, the DeFi space isn't a smooth one, right? You lose money, you earn money. And even with my close friend Idris helping me through it just felt like a huge ecosystem with you know the DeFi products scattered all across, right? And just recently, a wallet of mine got hacked because I was simply over exploring as a way. And these challenges are things that not only me is going to face, but then new users coming into the space are going to experience as well, right? So our aim is to solve this problem by designing and developing carefully selected, DeFi products to onboard these next generation users into DeFi such that their onboarding experience is a wonderful one, right? And they can all enjoy DeFi as much as we do currently. And this is closely in line with our vision to lead in facilitating the accessibility of decentralized finance globally through Starknet. So generally, that's us, and that's what we're trying to build. That's the problem we're trying to solve, and who we are building StarkDeFi for. Thank you.
Thanks, Godsway. That's quite an interesting take, actually. There's a lot of new people coming and they don't really understand where to go. And you're building a complete ecosystem, where it's convenient and easy to understand for what to do and how they can, access certain kinds of products and services. That's quite an interesting take over there.
Thank you.
Yep. So, to make us understand a little more about the products, because I believe there are a lot of solutions that you're working on, that StarkDeFi is working on. So could you just help us understand the different kinds of solutions and the products that are offered by StarkDeFi?
Right. So as Godsway clearly explained, we are trying to build a lot of solutions, DeFi solutions for users. So what we try to do is we looked at a few solutions out there that would be interesting to have for our users, but they are not exhaustive. We are going to have other solutions. We'll partner with other engineers to come up with solutions in the future. But currently, we have about 6 products we are trying to bring out to the space. Our first one being an AMM. I mean, right now on Starknet, there are a lot of AMMs currently out there on testnet. So what makes ours different? Our value proposition here is we are trying to capture the entire flow from allowing users to create fully customizable tokens. They can bootstrap liquidity, build trust with the community with just a few clicks of buttons, and then they can create a token. They can enter a launchpad, set up liquidity, build their liquidity through farms, and then lock their liquidity to boost their community trust. So for our AMM, it's not just a simple AMM where you can swap. Of course, the fundamental is that you can swap as you do anywhere else. But our selling point is that we want to capture the whole flow to allow that ease of getting from conception to reaching your customers in the market. So that's our AMM. And our AMM, in that sense, we have an AMM, a liquidity locker, a launchpad, and a farm, just to capture that flow. Aside from those, we are going to have our synergy pool. Our synergy pools, it's more like our main product that we are bringing, something that we are coming up for Starknet. And the synergy pool, we are going to have two types. We are going to have the stable type 1, which is going to be a stable pool, and then type 2, which is going to leverage our token. So what's synergy pool? Synergy pools is a financial, let me say financial product. What we are trying to do is that we allow, for type 1, for example, we allow users who have stable coins somewhere where they want to have easy access to it, but they don't want to lock it somewhere when they need it. So what our synergy pool does that you can put your stable coin to work through our synergy pool and potentially earn high yield on a daily or weekly basis. So we have you in a way stake your stable coin with us, and then we use that, we put that to work, generate real yield, and then we select a random user at the end of the day or end of week to reward with whatever yield is created from that. And then secondly, for our type 2, what we are going to do is with our token is that you lock your SDC token for a period of time, and then you stand a chance of winning a huge sum of rewards at the end of the lock period. That's for our synergy pool. And then we are going to come up with other interesting ways for users to earn through our solution. We came up with something called Quest, and Quest allows users to predict price of certain assets, and if their prediction is right, they get to win. They get to share the pool of rewards and something just earn money, passive income. And then also we are going to have a lottery system where people can buy tickets and test their chance of winning huge gains through our protocol. And then finally, we are going to have a staking pool to allow products out there, encourage users to hold onto their tokens as they build, because it's something to come up with a token and then people don't, maybe there's some delays in your development process and people start to give up, they start to lose hope on your product. But with a staking pool, you can reward your users for holding and staking your tokens for a long period of time whilst you focus on building your solution. And many more to come. Like I said earlier on, we are still exploring new and interesting DeFi solutions that would benefit both next generation users as well as degen users. Yeah, that's our products offering.
That's quite an interesting and vast product offering. I mean, I was going through the website, and guys, if you haven't already visited, everything that Idris mentioned, it's shared on their website, which is StarkDeFi.com, and it's in a very intuitive, quick way. And I'm sure all of us would have really liked the synergy pools. It gives you the flexibility and incentives at the same time. So we have from our team Ayushman who would like to add something.
Yeah, I feel like staking pool and would be a game changer in this journey of StarkDeFi, because there's already providing so many products side by side, and staking would be a different level altogether. So with all of this, there's so many products which you're building up. So can you let us all know what challenges did you guys experience, and what was your specific growth journey this far during StarkDeFi during this?
Hello, it's Starknet. I'll take this one. So I mean, if we're specifically talking about our journey as such, right from the very beginning, I mean, I'm sure you guys understand, starting a project in itself it's not easy. Firstly, being self-funded currently, shall I add, it opens an array of issues right there, because some people can only dedicate a certain amount of time, and what we've done is we've just grinded, like a lot of people in this space. We believe StarkDeFi is a game changer, and like you said, with the synergy pools, that's MVP. We understand and what we're building, and we've taken the time to really understand and connect with our community. And for us, just the problems that just come with being self-funded, but we've put our heads down and we've worked and we've continued to work. And even when the community was, what was it at one point? It was 1,000 followers. Discord was pretty quiet, and we just took things up another level. I networked across the entire space. Now I have such a vast contact list that is so valuable to StarkDeFi. So just working hard, keep your head down, make friends, make the right friends, and just keep going and believing in yourself. But other than that, the standard problems that you do get, you've seen for yourself the vast majority of products that we're offering. The sheer amount of thought and effort and time that has to go into that, to ensure that it will work. It's very, very time consuming, but we're here, and here we are now. 16.4 thousand followers or so. Consistently, may I add, one of the most active communities on Starknet, because we're a firm believer that community comes first, and everything and anything that we do, we can we consult our community, even small changes that we may have. So we wouldn't be here without our community. And they've stuck by us, for a long time, and they are finally seeing the vision that we have, and where StarkDeFi can eventually get to, and we rightfully so deserve to be up there with what we're creating. So, there will be more problems in the future. I'm sure about that. Nothing's ever plain sailing, as they say. But we work hard and we work as a team, and I think that's one of the key things, as you guys probably understand as well. Team spirit. So
definitely.
Idris, that was actually pretty cool. It totally makes sense, like given your entire journey and like the number of followers that have grown for StarkDeFi. And I'd actually like to ask you, like, how important do you think is community when it comes to Web3 dApps such as StarkDeFi, or even Hashtag for that matter, given that you guys have gotten an impressive 2K upvotes on Product Hunt and $55K on Gitcoin. So I'd like to know a bit more about your perspective on community and so on about in Web3.
Yeah, that happened. It was a great experience. Thank you everyone for supporting us. Yeah, the importance of community on the enable, because DeFi is like everyone's self-management. Without the need for anyone, without intermediary, there is mutual benefit here. If communities support you win. If the project are aware of the importance of the community, it also supports the community. It is also always good to be community oriented. This is not just financial gain. People are able to form emotional bonds with the project. It has pros and cons, of course, but one thing I believe in is growing the project together with the communities, because they, as users, experience many different projects. That's why they learn what is bad and what is good by experience. They use the platforms. I'm sure they choose safe, easy, and user-friendly project. That is why community feedback is so important. Thank you.
That's actually very true. Like even here at Hashtag, we take community engagement really importantly, hence even which led to this Twitter space. So yeah, I'd also like to know like what has been your journey on Starknet, and for our community members, any specific advice for building on Starknet, or any issues or hurdles that you people have come across while building StarkDeFi.
Right. So building on a new chain with a new language for their smart contracts is obviously going to be challenging from start. So we started StarkDeFi somewhere in February, and we had to pause for a very long time because of some of these challenges. It was a new language we had to learn to develop solutions. So coming from Solidity background, it wasn't so complicated to transition to Cairo, but there are obviously steep learning curves there. For challenges, I think the main challenges has been getting developers to help build on Starknet. I mean, for now, things have got a lot easier with Cairo 1.0. So it's easier to get more developers transition from a Solidity background or any programming background to Cairo quite quickly. But that was a challenge we faced from the beginning. For now, I think we are okay around that. But it can get very overwhelming with all the new solutions quickly shipping to testnet. I mean, you might look at the other solutions coming out on testnet as competitors, but I mean, they're just friends. Like Starknet mentioned, the space is very supportive, and you don't have to do this alone. You can reach out to other team like we have right now with Hashtag, build your connection, and then just focus on your primary goal. It can get you can easily get intimidated and lose hope, but just keep focused on building, and it's never too late. That's one thing I keep telling myself. It's never too late to ship to Starknet. You have the time, you have the experience. Just focus on your goal and then keep building. And once you are ready, once you are sure your product is good enough for the community, then you bring it out and the community will gladly use it. So that's if there's one advice, I would say just keep focus on your goal and keep building.
Thank you for that, Idris. I absolutely agree. Cairo can be really intimidating in the beginning, especially the whole transitional phase. But at the end, when you look at the product working flawlessly, it's just worth every sweat. Following to this question, we have what's next for StarkDeFi. We're really excited to know what you guys are building in the future, what might be there. So what can we expect?
Hey, it's the Stark Knight again. All right, so I think Idris explained sort of with the AMM. So in regards to our testnet, we've already gone through Crew 3, and we've already have our first batch of testnet users. But not to worry. I mean, there's going to be more batches down the line. We definitely put our community through a lot in terms of the Crew 3 initiative. There was 5 levels, and I really worked them. But I mean, the user feedback from a lot of people it was one of the best experiences they went through on Crew 3. So it's always great to hear feedback from the community. When they say stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It just sort of cements what you're doing is right, and they're enjoying it. So and like I said, we value community so much. In terms, so yes, the testnet. So yeah, you guys shouldn't have to wait too much longer in order for that to be released. I don't really know what else I can really share. I mean, there's a couple of things in terms of. I will let you know that we have taken an advisor on board at StarkDeFi, and I will say it is of one of the most influential and well-known. How should I call them? Not a company as such, but in terms of the space, one of the biggest and one of the most well known.
That's interesting. We'd love to see the growth, and they've joined us as an advisor in terms of because we do need a bit of steering. It's a big ocean out there. So I hope with this person's backing, we can certainly steer this ship in the right direction in terms of contacts and exchanges and things like that. We may have these sort of on offer to us. And there are I will say there are no shortage of people queuing up in terms of looking at StarkDeFi and exploring the possibility of investment. So again, just reassuring our community that we've raised a lot of eyebrows, especially the synergy pools and everything we're bringing. I mean, this can be huge in this space. So we have a queue of people wanting to talk to us. That sort of just lets the community know that that's how serious we are, and that's how serious other people are about us. And I will share something that is only just sort of in discussion at the moment. And obviously, people talk about having public sales and things like that. And we've had many discussions about this, and we thought to ourselves, our community loves to be involved. So what can we do? We're doing everything at StarkDeFi. We've got this array of products. What else can we do? So we thought, why don't we use our mascot and create an NFT collection? Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay, so you may ask, okay, well, how does that, a DeFi hub, how does that work? Okay, so I can explain to you sort of, just some of the ideas that we've come across at the moment. So we were thinking, when it does come to possibly looking, if the public are interested in investing in StarkDeFi, why not, launch an NFT collection? This collection would contain, so some of the cost, the NFT, the cost of the NFT would actually be held as StarkDeFi coins, so SDC tokens. So ensuring that you actually you have a stake in StarkDeFi, and then you've got to sort of you look at the products. Well, how can that? How can you encourage sort of trading? People want to trade these things. How does that work? Okay, so what we're thinking is, so if you hold a particular NFT, right? So, and what it would do is one NFT may boost your staking rewards. Another NFT so for instance, on the Launchpad, you could have a rare NFT where you may be able to invest, say, $250 in one of the projects they're launching on StarkDeFi. You may even end up with a legendary, which may allow you to, say, invest $500. And say you have one for staking, but you don't want that. You want the one for the Launchpad. Well, then you're going to go and purchase the one for the Launchpad. So this is sort of where we're at. So yes, we are in the process of sort of trying to figure out how this all works. But in terms of true Web3, StarkDeFi are bringing it.
That's actually very insightful. Thank you so much, Starknet. Because really love how trading NFTs and how you're planning to integrate NFTs across the StarkDeFi ecosystem to give the community benefits. It means a lot for the community, I'm sure. And I'm sure we'll all look out for the announcement for the testnet. I mean, always excited to try out new products. And with this, we'd like to open up the space for questions from our community. So, guys, if you have any questions, please request access for the speaker and you can ask the StarkDeFi team right away.
Yeah, please don't be shy, guys. If you've got any questions or queries, feel free to uh, request for speaker access.
I guess everyone's just trying to process the things that are upcoming for StarkDeFi. They're quite excited about that.
God's way loves answering questions, so please, anybody. He loves the spotlight. So even if you ask him anything, what's for dinner or anything, he doesn't mind.
All right, our community. I guess people are being shy. Come on, shoot your questions.
Hi. So let me go first. Yeah. So
Sure.
the decentralization is one of the most debatable topic. Like you can see how different projects are. We can debate every decentralization in almost every product. So how do you put decentralization in while designing your products?
All right. So, I mean, the traditional route would be to talk about governance. It's something we have been considering, but we are trying to see how decentralized it can be. For most cases, in most governance we have out there, your stake or your voting power depends on how much of a certain token you hold. So the quantity of your token determines your let's say your say in that governance. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to make it such that there's obviously one. So you have one vote per one wallet. It doesn't matter how much tokens you have, right? And of course, someone could have multiple wallets, and it's something we are looking to explore. But currently, we are trying to make it decentralized by allowing anyone who holds any amount of token just one vote per wallet. And also, as Starknet mentioned earlier on, one of our NFTs or some of our NFTs or a category of the NFTs will allow users to have maybe 2 votes per wallet instead of 1 vote as with the token. So that's something in terms of decentralization we are looking at. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, nice.
Thank you, Ashish. Any other questions from the community? We'll take one more. Just feel free to request for a speaker access and you can ask a question. All right, I think. All right, Neslis, you're back. All right, do we have any questions? I guess, all right, Imran's here. Just a moment. Hello, Imran. Go ahead, shoot your question. Hello. Ask a question, Imran, please.
My questions, I have 2 questions. Number one, if the team can share anything that what way the community can actually get involved with the project, any way like to contribute for documentations, any kind of, let's say, community attractive things that a person can do as a part of maybe non-technical things if they have it currently. And then second one is a question regarding liquidity bootstrapping. We know Starknet is already we have the version 1. I'm a user of it. Of course, I have so many done business with agent and blah blah. So we are moving to the next version of it. I know as we are building StarkDeFi, we all know issues of liquidity around. So how do you guys think of bootstrapping liquidity for your platforms? And what make it attractive to think that people can onboard, let's say, their money into StarkDeFi, not all our competitors we have?
Right. So if I get your question clearly, for first to get engaged with our community, you can check our Discord. I think we always put out things there, things our community can do to contribute to our growth. You can check there and feel free to ask any of the mods, and they'll be glad to help you out. For the second question with regards to liquidity bootstrapping, I'm not sure I got you very clear, but the idea here is that we are encouraging projects to get in touch with their communities. So communities help to build their liquidity for them. So instead of sometimes you have a very good idea, but you don't have the funding for it. You don't have the capacity to wait for VCs or investors to come and then invest in your projects. You just have an idea you want to get out there. And with liquidity, our Launchpad, you can set up a program where anyone at all can come and contribute into getting the liquidity you need to launch your project out there.
Thank you, Irish, for the answer. Would you like to add something, Starknet?
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know. Obviously, our community is aware, and we did put stuff out on Twitter. But we're currently holding a quiz on Fridays. I can't remember the time because unfortunately the time zones are all sort of messed up. I'm in Australia, and the team's sort of spread out across the world. But we did our first. We did our first round Friday just gone, but there's a round each Friday for 4 weeks. So the next one's tomorrow. If you head to our Discord, all the details are there, or you can just ask one of our mods.
I hope that answers your question, Imran. And we'll get on the closing note. If there's anything else. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in for this quick AMA with the team at StarkDeFi. I'm sure it would have been quite helpful for everybody. There are OATs being given out by StarkDeFi and hashtag us as well. So don't forget to visit StarkDeFi.com. They have a brilliant website where everything's explained and all the products that they're offering. And I'm sure we all got to know quite a few things about what's coming up with StarkDeFi. And we're hashtag.finance. You can follow us on Twitter, and we provide under-collateralized loans. You can read more about us on our website. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And we look forward to another AMA probably in the future once there are more things rolled out.
Yeah, I'd like to thank hashtag for hosting this event. So thank you from all of us at StarkDeFi.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure hosting you guys. Thank you for your time, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you.